Hey folks, I hope that this is on. This is my debut on YouTube live streaming. I have streamed before on another platform. Many of you may not know I am a gamer, and I actually streamed on Twitch for, I would say, just over a year. So today we're going to be going over an auction haul. I actually picked up my items on Monday. It's been a couple of days. I've been busy working on a stereo installation in my wife's van with a reverse camera, which has been a chore. I almost wish I would have paid somebody to do it professionally, just because I ended up cutting my finger about a half-inch deep to the process, and I still do not have the reverse camera. I had it working once and I buttoned it all up and ended up trying to show off my skills, and my wife, she made it just in time to see it not actually work. But anyway, I've got my invoice here from the auction, and we're going to go to the items. I picked up quite another eclectic group of items. So let's get going on this. The first thing I'm going to show, I paid $8 for this, and I'm trying to find, you know what? I don't have the money clip in front of me. It was a money clip and a cigar holder. I paid $8 for it, and this actually holds, I believe they're called Petite Coronas, 5 cigar case, made of leather. So I thought that was a pretty cool find. I'll probably be asking, I don't know, I want to get anywhere from $10 to $15 a piece for those. So hopefully I will do okay with it. The next item, as I reach behind me, I've got stuff piled up in my office. I picked up, you may wonder what I have here. This is not a club to beat your significant over the head with. I do not condone violence, but it looks like it would do pretty well. If you do not know what this is, it goes along with this. And there's blades there. This is actually a Cabbage Shredder. It's a pretty good size item if you haven't ever seen them before. This is for making sauerkraut, and it also came with the pounder. So I guess you just pound, after you slice your cabbage with this, you pound it out with the pounder, and then you put everything in it, all your ingredients, and let it sit and ferment. If you didn't know, sauerkraut is it's fermented cabbage. So that is what it is. Next item, they didn't really show much about this. I'm going to pull that sticker off. But this was actually a little Shoeshine Kit. But when I finally got it home and got it opened, I don't usually go in and preview the items unless it's something that's a big ticket item. I will just go sight unseen, take that risk. But basically it's just a little case here, flips open, and this particular one just has a brush. It does have room in there for your polish and your rag, or your shoe polish and your rag. So I may actually keep that for myself, because if you see my other video, I do like to shine shoes. Next item I picked up was this. It's a Timex collector mini clock, and I picked this up for $4. I'll just pull it out here. It still has a tag in it, came in the box. It's a little golf bag with a clock in front on a, let me move my fingers out of the way there to give you a better look at it. And these are comping out about $25. I'm probably going to put it on for $15. I'm not going to get greedy and hopefully move it a little bit faster. So again, in the box, they retail for about $24.99, or that's what they did retail for. So I thought that was a pretty good pickup for $4. Okay, the next item if I can pull them out here, is, let me see if it's in this stack. I've got, this is a 1930s calendar stock. Let me see if I can get it up there. You can see it's pretty large. It is Song of the Waterfall by Fetterman. And it's pretty thick stock. It's got a little note up there. Song of Waterfall by Fetterman, 1930. Calendar stock. Somebody had listed it at $45 value. I only saw one other one on eBay, and I want to say, you know, I'm not even gonna pretend I remember it, but it seemed to me it had gone for more than 45. So I haven't quite determined what I'm listing these. I've been so busy doing other things, I haven't really looked at what I was planning on listing it for. But I picked it up for $6, and I think I can do pretty well on it. Okay, what I was also going through here, I'm gonna pull these out. There are 17 of these, and maybe partly because I am an Air Force vet, maybe that's why I found more interest in them. But it was a lot of Air Force photos, and they're pretty large. I'm going to end up, I paid, what'd I say? Did I just tell you what I paid for them? I ended up, for the whole lot, I gave, I think $17 for. Yes, so I ended up picking them up for $1 a piece. This one here is Phantoms F-14s in the Mist. We have Retirement Party for Old Thunderbird. This one is the FB-111 flying over landscape somewhere. It'd be kind of cool if I could find out where that landscape is. These aren't all, they're not all in mint condition. I mean, there are some signs of wear where they've been moved around. But this one here is the Supersonic Pilot Training. I just thought they were really cool. There's 4 of those there. Air Force 2000. That one's really cool. Got the whole space station theme going on there. This one is the SR-71 Setting the World's Speed Record, July 1976. And Pursuit Section Instructors, Kelly Field, 1932, Keith Ferris. I imagine these may have hung up in visitor centers, community centers. I know, working in the career field I was in, I worked in a community center. I know we had photos similar to this hanging up there. This one here is an F-16A Climbing at Dawn. It's kind of cool. Window on Flight, illustration by David C. Bayer. You can see all the detail in there. Kind of shows the history of flight there. This one here is another, I think we already went over, I guess this is the E-3A Airborne Warning and Control System. Oh, this is the AWACS plane flying high, doing their little surveillance. This one's an A-10 Thunderbolt 2 tank killer. It's actually got tanks there in the foreground with a plane flying overhead. This one I thought was really cool. U.S. Air Force photo by Tech Sergeant Herman Kokajan. This is F-15B backseater. So I thought that was kind of cool. This is the F-15 Eagles over the Atlantic. See the sunshine through the clouds back there, reflecting off the clouds. I guess that's the water down there. It's the sun reflecting over the water in between the clouds. This is an F-15 over Monument Valley. Again, I thought these were pretty cool, and especially, I think that's a very low investment, $1 a piece for them. This is World War II vintage aircraft, the Confederate Air Force. I thought it considered, putting these up and framing them, but I think I'm just going to sell them, get some tubes or something to wrap them in. This is the Silent Night C5 Galaxy. I've actually flown in these a couple of times in the back. I tell you what, when you're flying in these, it is either really hot because the heater is cranked, or it's really cold because it is not. It seems like those heaters were either on or off and no in between. But spent many hours sleeping in those planes. This is another AWACS plane. I guess I got a duplicate on that one. I'll have to go back and look at it and see if it looked like the same background as well. This is more of a print of it almost looks like an oil, but it was 170 or 175 James A. Fairfax USMC U.S. Marine Corps Art Collection. So this one was Marine Corps. It's kind of cool. This one here is the Fokker. Yes, I said Fokker, F-O-K-K-E-R, trim motor, Nicaragua, A.M. Leary, U.S. Marine Corps Art Collection again. This one here is a Spirit of 76. I don't do many prints, so I just thought the content was pretty cool. I couldn't turn them down for the price. This is an F-16A Air Combat Fighter. Excuse me. None of them really had tears or anything in them. I think there was maybe one that there was a slight scuff on the edge, but very unnoticeable. But, as always, any defects, you make sure to put in those listings. This is a UH-34 PM Gish U.S. Marine Corps. This is another one of the Marine Corps art collection. And this is the AV-8A, another one by A.M. Leary, part of the Marine Corps collection. So anyway, those I thought were really cool. Y'all have to let me know in the comments what y'all think. And very large though. I'm going to move this out of the way. And sit those right back there for now. These sleeves that they came in, they were in terrible condition, but at least they offered some protection. Okay, then let's see what we got next. So I'm just going right down the list here. This next one, I haven't done any signs yet. But oddly enough, this time I picked up two of them. This is Newport Pleasure. Newport cigarettes fired up. Let me see if I can keep from getting the glare on it. Maybe if I move it forward and tilt it down. Let's see there. Okay. The one thing about it, the bulb did not work, so I will have to test that out. It's got some scuffing on the plexiglass up front here, but other than that, I mean, there was, I did notice on the back, it's going to need to be cleaned up, but I thought I had noticed in the back there was a little bit of damage. Yeah. I don't know if you can see that right there. There's a little bit of a crack there, but overall I think it's in pretty good shape. And I'm not looking at big money on that. I mean, seriously, maybe 20, 30 plus shipping. So it wasn't a huge score, but at least it, when I'm spending, I paid $6 for it. And I'm really, when I first started listing, I was really shooting at that $15 sales price, and now I'm trying to up my game and try to average about 30 and up. But I'm still picking up things that are quite a bit, that aren't going to drive the higher pricing. I have sold some items that did really well, but my average right now is still fairly low because I'm sitting on so much back stock of stuff that we've sourced from home. I just want to get it out the door. So I put a ton of stuff on auction this last week and did pretty well. Increased my sales quite a bit. Okay, the next item, I don't do much in car parts either, but I picked these up, $6 for the lot. And it was these Honda Civic Coupe lights. It's basically a set of tail lights. I listed these individually because I figured, more than likely it's going to be somebody that is got into an accident and just needed a repair. So I listed them out individually. The only flaw on this one, it did have a chip right there on the outside of the lens. But I still listed it. I think I listed this one at $30, $35. And the other one, which didn't have any flaws whatsoever. The only thing is I had to list it. I'll turn it right side up there. The only thing on both of them, they didn't come with the connector for the LED lights up here. That's what these are. If you can see, it's a LED board. And I just listed it. No connectors, no mounting hardware. And I just listed those today, so we'll see. I also picked up, these are in terrible condition. There's the headlights. I'm probably not going to get a ton out of these near what they would probably be worth if they were perfect condition. This one, I actually cleaned one of them up, and you can't even tell. I mean, I've only gone over it once. Cleaned it up with toothpaste, and it looked really good when it was still wet, but as I dried them off with a paper towel, that hazing still came back. So I don't know. We'll see if I can come up with something that will clean that up a little bit more. Okay, I mentioned before I had 2 signs this time. This one's another tobacco sign. It is a timber wolf chew sign, metal, one-sided, in pretty good condition. I mean, it's not, there is some scuffing. I'll probably try to polish out a little bit, but again, it's nothing spectacular. But I paid for that sign, I paid $4 for it. So we'll see what happens with it. The next thing, I paid $2 for it. I don't know if I'm gonna list them on eBay, but I'm also probably gonna cross list them locally. I've got both of them here. It's these running boards for a Jeep Wrangler, the step running boards. They do need to be cleaned up but they're in good condition. They're not going to have mounting hardware or anything. Somebody's going to have to use their existing bolts. But for $2, I'm probably going to try to get at least 50 out of them. I think they're stock, so who knows if there's a huge market for for stock. I guess if they want to, I think I list them. I think they're for. I know they came off of a 2003, but I think the range is like 96 to 2000. I don't know. There's a huge range of years. I included in the listing through my research. And that's the thing. I mean, the best thing about picking up all these different items is the knowledge you gain through your research. I picked up belt buckles this time. These I picked up. Actually, I went ahead. I have to find. I didn't go down my list. I said I was going to go down the list, and I did not. Assortment, but I gave $9 for these. I'm hoping to get about 15 a piece for them. 2 of them are Loyal Order of the Moose, and one of them is National Automobile Club. The first Loyal Order of the Moose. This is actually their centennial. I don't know if you can read it there. If my probably getting quite a bit of a glare. But it says a century of commitment, 1888 to 1988, Loyal Order of the Moose, written right across the top. On the back of it, it does say that it was they made a limited amount of them. So this happens to be 2509 out of 5,000, limited edition. Chronicles of Glorious Fraternity, founded April 12th, 1888, Louisville, Kentucky. Moose Heart, dedicated July 27th, 1913. Moose Haven, dedicated November 1st, 1922. The buckle is sold exclusively through Loyal Order of Moose Supply Department and now my eBay store. I did see another one online. I think it sold for $15 to $20. And this one is just they've got the acrylic emblems with the moose, pap on one side, and then just it on the moose on the other. Nothing spectacular on the back. One thing I did think was cool about this one, I don't know if you can see that, but the clasp over here, there's like a log there, and if you turn this up, the hook is also in the shape of a log or stick or plant or something. Let's stomp. I don't know. And this is National Automobile Club belt buckle, made in the USA, solid brass. So I thought that was pretty cool. Safety first. Remember, folks, that's key to anything you do. Safety first. Anyway, I thought those were pretty cool. Again, I picked those up for $9 for the lot, so $3 a piece. And I'm hoping to get $15 to $20 out of them. Okay, the next one, I picked up more signs. These are automobile related, and there was really only one. I picked them up for $6. They're all single sided. Many of them, 5 of them were specific to a particular vehicle. So this one's for a 34 Ford Deluxe Roadster, chop top, 88A flatbed, V8, 39 Ford transmission with Zephyr gears. These are probably people that had a car, belonged to a car club, and had builds of cars. This one there's for a 39 Ford Deluxe convertible sedan, only 3,500 built, modified flathead, V8, Zephyr gears, Columbia 2-speed. Again, these are just words. 49 Cadillac Limo, top chop and Carson top by Dick Dean, suspension by 810 or B. I don't know if that's B10 or 810. B10 Customs. This one's for 34 Ford 5-window coupe, chop top, 8BA flathead V8 with SCOT supercharger, 39 Ford transmission with Lincoln Zephyr gears. Somebody has those cars and is looking for the signs. If you know who they are, send them my way. I've got them listed on eBay. Well, they will be shortly. This is really the one that I wanted out of it. Ford, the Universal Car sign. I think that's going to take me over the top and ensure that I make a good profit on all the signs together. The other 4, who knows? But I have them, and they are going on eBay. Okay, I'm going through a few other items. Oh, DC snowboard boots, men's size 9. Thought these are in really good condition. I don't know if you can see those there. Little DC emblem in the back. I did notice there is a little bit of wear right here, but overall they were in really good condition, clean on the inside. Because I picked these up for $6, and I know it's not snowboarding season here, but it's snowboarding season somewhere. Or if somebody really likes snowboarding and wants to get a head up on the season. Okay, the next items I have. Okay, I paid probably a little bit more than I probably should have on these, but I want to try to keep these a little bit separate. This lot I paid $21, and it had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Well, there's 19 movies, and these they're only gonna give me, not a ton of return on them individually, but $21 for the lot. Here's the rest of them. I have them separated because I've actually started listing them. So there's a lot of children's movies in there. You see Blue Planet, Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, Black Stallion, Winn-Dixie, because of Winn-Dixie, Valiant, which was a cool animated film, Wall-E, Dumbo, Dreamer, there was a PC game, Spore, Galactic Adventures, Audrey Rose. I do not think that's a children's. I guess it may be. It's PG, but back then. Oh, it's got Sir Anthony Hopkins. I don't know. See that's him in the lower picture on. I want to say it's probably your left if you're viewing this, but shows you how old that movie is. And then some of the ones over here. Pinocchio, Last Unicorn, Swords of Stone. A lot of American Tail. I love that movie. Fluke, Lassie, Shrek 2, Lilo and... Okay, this one threw me off. I don't know if this was a... Was this a sequel? Anybody know? Leroy and Stitch. Stitch meets his match in his all-new adventure. I had never heard of that movie. It wasn't one that I had seen. And I watch a lot. Having 5 kids, I watch a lot of children's animated movies in my lifetime. More than most adults are willing to admit. So, the next one I bought a lot of video games, all of them PS2. PS2 aren't huge money makers. I don't know many games that are. If you know many games that are money makers that are PS2, let me know. But for this one, I paid $17 for the lot, and I've got 1, 2, 3, there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 22, 24, 26, 28, 32, 34, 35. 35 games. I've got Grand Theft Auto. I know 007, Nightfire. I've got that one. I've still listed. True Crime, Hitman 2, Super Trucks Racing, Tom Clancy. I'm a huge Tom Clancy fan. Splinter Cell, Ghost Recon 2, Jack 2, J-A-K. I don't know. Some of these I hadn't heard of. Of course, I'm an Xbox guy. Never had a desire to play PlayStation. I did buy a GameCube, and I owned a Wii, but that was I don't play them like I do my Xbox. I've had Xbox through all iterations. The original Xbox 360, now the One. I love it, but because of my side hustles and work in the business and everything else, I just haven't been able to find a ton of time to play it. There's Mortal Kombat in here. Ratchet and Clank. That one might do okay. I don't know. You guys tell me. I guess I could show these. You guys see any big hitters in here? I'll hold them up for just a second. I don't even know if it's gonna. Like I said, I know the sports games don't do overly well because they're a dime a dozen. But if you're $17 for the lot. If they don't sell, I'm a video game collector, huh? I just made myself into one. So the next item the lot I picked up, these were actually books, and I don't do a ton of books anymore. I do have a lot listed still on Amazon. But there's a lot of 17 Western books. Oh, I did have CDs in there in that movie lot that I picked up. There was Evergreen Terrace. This one was, these were bands. It shows how out of touch I am. Darkest Hour, Undoing. Rancid. I think I had heard of Rancid. Undestructible. And this one was Maven, Desperate Side of Me. So maybe I've got a diamond in the rough there. Who knows? But anyway, here's my lot of 17 Western books. And I do know, I mean, I've sold some mystery crime stuff on eBay. And even though these aren't in the greatest condition, there's a market. You know, people that like reading the old Louis L'Amour books, which there was I think there was 5 or 6 of them. One of them was actually, no, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Over half of them were Louis L'Amour. That was the main reason I bought the lot. One of them was hardcover. And then some, John Sharp, Johnstone. There was a couple John Sharps in there. And, yeah. So, anyway, folks. Like I said, this was my first YouTube live stream. Doesn't look like I had really anybody join in the fun. But if you catch this as recording, hey, the next time I put one out, come back and check it out. I enjoy doing it. I love streaming. It's just when I was doing it while I was gaming, I mean, I was streaming, 5, 6 hours a night, 6, 7 days a week. I finally dropped it back to 6, then to 5. And then I just got so busy. It wasn't just that I was getting so busy with other things. I wanted to find more productive ways of spending my time. I mean, I wasn't getting paid to stream. I was doing it because I enjoyed it. And then when it started to become a habit and something I felt I needed to do instead of something I wanted to do, that's when I had to finally make the decision to get out of it for a while. But anyway, I've transferred over to this platform, and I know this one is probably fairly short. Hey, I hope you guys found some use in it. Even a little bit of entertainment, probably not, but hey, I enjoy you checking out my YouTube stuff. As always, hit the subscribe. That way, when I do go live again, I'm not sure exactly how often I'm going to go live, but it'll give you an opportunity to come and say hello and let me know how you guys are doing in your resale and flipping adventures, because I'm having a blast at it. Anyway, that's it for tonight. I will catch y'all later. Peace out. And